ShinRobjira.
Today we're going to be talking about the Rubies Godzilla 2014 Deluxe Latex Mask and Glove Set. Let's get started. Originally announced a few weeks after the astronomical debut of Godzilla 2014, Rubies basically said, "Hey yo, here comes that Halloween drip." This was released alongside the inflated Goji suit and the fabric costumes with the vinyl masks and even those hoodies that you could zip all the way up to your face with the dorsal fins on the back. But out of all that material, what I needed was this deluxe latex mask and these gloves. In talking about the latex Godzilla 2014 gloves, there really ain't too much to talk about as, yeah, they kinda just look like crocodile skin, though the detail is impeccable. I do have to give them credit there. Although the quality of these latex gloves are a little bit but I still must give all of my praises to Rubies for doing something truly awesome. Now, I really wouldn't go ahead and say that these were a budget purchase, because they weren't wholly cheap, but they weren't super expensive. But for what I got, I think these came out pretty good. Again, the quality ain't really the greatest, as these are just essentially Party City costume fodder. Well, maybe a bit on the higher tier of that. The details on the nails are rather nice. And yes, both gloves do essentially come with the same amount of paint and detail. And again, all the detail is nice, but then you're going to get something like this, which is unfortunately due to these being so old. Again, 2014 is almost 10 years old, and I've had these since then. So if anything, it looks like I'm going to have to start figuring out a better way to take care of these, because stuffing them and keeping them in a cool place seems to just not be doing it anymore. Yeah, these being made entirely out of latex does make them cheapish and affordable-ish, but you are going to have to keep up the upkeep with these things, because latex does indeed rot, unfortunately. But I have some tips for all of you, if you own these or other latex Godzilla masks, to help you preserve them a bit better. Number 1, keep your latex masks or gloves properly stuffed so they can keep their shape. Number 2, which is something that I have to follow myself, keep it bagged. I'm gonna have to get some clear baggies for these so they don't get corroded by the elements. Number 3, you gotta avoid sunlight, which I have unfortunately been drastically failing since I got these. These have been in the sun, so that explains a lot. And number 4, the most important one of all, you gotta make sure all of these are stored in a cool, dark, and dry place, which is unfortunately yet another thing that I've been failing at doing. When it comes to the cool part, at least, I don't have AC up here, so when these things were on the top shelf in the heat, I imagine some of that decomposition was probably setting in. But with all that being said, let's move on over to the mask. I need to take these off. My hands are sweating. Speaking of sweat, that's another thing you have to look out for. Don't get your latex all sweaty, because that's going to cause it to rot even quicker. Now, when it comes to this mask, I've actually had it stuffed with plastic bags and bubble wrap, just to make sure he didn't turn into this weird, splooshy puddle of a mask. Which is also why it still looks so good almost 10 years later. Almost 10 years later. Granted, this mask isn't the most accurate portrayal of Godzilla 2014, but I do have to give Rubies credit. The detail and the sculpt on this thing is rather magnificent. All this beautiful and shiny crocodilian looking detail is just superb. Although I am pretty sure Godzilla wasn't brown in the 2014 film. That's nothing that me personally, with my lack of talent, can really fix, but look at this. This is honestly pretty good. Opening up the mouth of the mask, you can see this is where you'll be able to see out of the mask. The little eye slit in the mouth over here. Taking a closer look at the inside of the mouth, it's just a plain black color, although the red on the tongue over here is very nice. The teeth are painted, yeah, they're not the greatest, though I will say they look better than the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 2014 teeth, but again, that's not saying much. But again, latex mask. There's only so much you can do with a mass-produced latex mask. And I imagine there are some out there that might look better than mine or worse off than mine, so I either lucked out or I got gypped. But as you can see, we have some nicely pronounced orange eyes over here with black slits for the pupils. We've got some absolutely nominal scale detail on the top of the head over here. And even the dorsal fins over here, while not fully accurate or in the best shape, still do manage to look pretty dang cool. There's even detail towards the end of the mask over here, which is something that always catches my eye because they included the gills. Yes, absolutely lovely. But the extra lovely, bumpy, and smooth detail that coats this mask is just magnificent. Again, it might not be the most wholly accurate Godzilla 2014 mask out there, but I think it's a wholly safe assumption that this is easily one of the better ones. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be putting this on my head because I really don't want to take the stuffing out of this thing, and as soon as I'm done recording this, I want to stuff these things into some nice clear plastic bags so I can further prevent any more rotting issues. You happy? I can barely see out of this thing. Yeah, you're gonna need something to like kind of prop the mask up as you're wearing it because I have to go like this just to see. Like, this is where my face is, and this is how it rests. I can see through the nose holes over here. I didn't even know these were full-on holes. Well, this sucks. I don't like it. I can't even... You see that? I should be in the Olympics, dog. Yeah, definitely not the best fit ever. The things I do for you all. Flaws and all, I honestly love this thing. I love having a gigantic Godzilla head with a pair of hands sitting under him, sitting on my Godzilla shelf to strike up conversation with people. Although it usually goes the same. It's like, you're into that. It's like, no, I'm not. That comes up so often, you have no idea. Personal stories aside, 2 solid stars, paint and detail. Quality's gonna get a half a star. That's in part my fault for neglecting this as much as I have. But don't worry, buddy, that'll change. And if worse comes to worse, I'll just buy another one of you. And just to be clear, that 2-star rating goes for the gloves as well. If you can find these out in the wild or on your online shopping sprees this holiday season, I say by all means, get it. Totally would cop the Ghidorah, Mothra, and Rodan masks that were released from Rubies, I think. But whenever I come across them, they just never feel to be the right price to me, so I'm likely never going to get those. But oh no, when it comes to Goji over here and this video, I do so hope you enjoyed it. Patrons, thank you so much for becoming ShinRobjira patrons. I really appreciate it. If you want to become a patron, maybe join the Discord or something like that, all my social media links and my merch page will be linked in the description below. And until next time, everybody, whatever I'm talking about next, I will see you all then and there. Peace. Great, now I smell like the inside of a fucking unused condom. I'm gonna cut that out.